Hello. For those of you who are joining me a few moments ago, we had a little technical difficulty, so my apologies. We are back again. I'm Nickki, and I am so excited to be here with you today. We're going to talk a little bit about astrology and how it's impacting 2017, and also dive into a meditation that will help us take a look at the year ahead and how we can make the most of it. So thanks again, welcome. Why don't we start off by just taking a nice, long, slow, deep breath in. We'll do that all together. And let that go. And let's do that one more time. We've got a few people joining. Thank you to those from the UK and elsewhere. Nice, long, slow, deep breath in. And let that go. Okay, so hello again. As I mentioned, my name is Nickki, and I'll tell you a little bit more about my story at the end. However, I really want this to be as powerful and inspiring as it can be for you today. So we're going to dive right in, and I'm going to talk a little bit about astrology for 2017. And I'm going to step us back for a few minutes and go into 2016. As many of you can appreciate, 2016 was a year of endings, and a lot of people were really ready to get out of 2016. So interestingly, even though we technically ended 2016 on December 31st, according to the sun, the moon, the stars, astrologically, we were really still wrapping things up. And that went through to Chinese New Year, which was January 28th. And it continued a little bit into the first eclipse that we just had, which wrapped up on February 10th, depending upon what part of the world you're in, or February 11th if you're in Europe or in Asia. So why all of this is important? Well, 2016, as I mentioned, was a year of endings. And 2017 is going to be incredibly interesting. It's the year of the rooster. And when you think about a rooster, it's an animal that wakes up early in the morning, the crack of dawn, reliable, every day that is there. And what is it doing? It's making a call. It is absolutely letting us know about what it needs to say and the message it needs to get across. So in that realm, it's inviting us this year to take a look at how we're being called into action and called into adventure. And what's interesting about this call is that, again, we've just come off of this year of endings. So we're really in a year of new beginnings, and so many of these different aspects swirling around us. 2017, from a numerology perspective, is also significant. So there's so many different ways to look at this. When you add up the 2, 0, 1, and 7, that equals 10. And 10, when it breaks down in numerology, equals 1. And 10 and 1 are actually the same. And what it really tells us is that we are all one. We are all together. And the 10 and the 1 also signify a starting and an ending. So we come off a year of endings. We're in a new beginning. We're in the year of the rooster. There's just great momentum. What I think is really fun and exciting about this is that the call that happens in the year of the rooster is not going to be like, hey, you just won $1 million. How fabulous. That might happen, and great. How congratulations for you. Yet the idea of the call is something that often makes you want to run away. It's freaky. It's that thing that wells up inside of you, and it's like, wow, I know this is important, and yet I'm not sure I'm ready for it. And so we really want to respect this time. Some of us may not answer the call, and that's okay. The call may start now. The call may have been planted as a seed 10 years ago. We're all on our own individual journey. This just happens to be a time when it's magnified. And I've gotten lots of comments. They're coming through very rapidly. Thank you for all of your words. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to touch on all of them. Something that someone was talking about was a challenge happening earlier this year. There are going to be continue to be challenges. It's not like this all goes into a happy fuzzy phase, although this year definitely offers the opportunity for exploration, fun, excitement, journeys. And again, from an astrological perspective, the new year really kicked off on February 10th. So January 1st was our technical new year. And I don't know the exact historics behind it, although there was a convention. It's much easier for us to have a calendar to keep it on the same day of the year, when really the sun and the moon are aligning in different ways and shifting ever so slightly at all times. So the true New Year, according to the Chinese, and there's many different options of New Year's, aligned with the new moon, and that happened on January 28th. So that was one of the areas where we really started our new year. The other, as I mentioned, was the eclipse, which just happened on February 10th. And so we're really finally here in the new year. And so welcome. And it's super exciting to be with all of you. So with that in mind, I thought it would be nice for us to go through a meditation related to the 5 realms. This is a teaching from my teacher, and the 5 realms are comprised of the spiritual, emotional, physical, material, relationship, and spiritual. Did I say spiritual? I'm confusing myself. We'll get to all 5. So, as I mentioned, we'll talk a little bit about me and my history at the end of the call if you're interested in staying on. I'd love to dive into the material. My style of meditation is the whatever works. So get comfortable. We'll go maybe in the next couple weeks. I'll continue to do these sessions and may talk about favorite postures or different ways of interacting and more of an introduction to meditation. I'll establish that and let you know when we're going to do that, so it can be a special class. For today, as we go in, feel free to get comfortable in whatever position works for you. Some people may enjoy having their eyes closed. Other people may have their eyes open. We'll go through these realms. We'll probably spend 20 or so minutes together going through this. May spend some time in silence. There will be thoughts. That's all good. Thoughts let us know that we are alive. So we welcome all of it. It's all part of the journey. So let's get comfortable. Feel free again to sit. Get comfortable, lie down, put a backrest up, whatever works for you. Close your eyes if you'd like to. And let's once again take a nice, long, slow, deep breath in. And let that go. And one more time. And let that go. So let's start in the physical realm. One of the reasons that it's nice to go into these realms is that sometimes the day can be incredibly overwhelming when we look ahead to our intentions and what we want to accomplish for the year. That too can seem confusing, frustrating, challenging, and yet also filled with excitement, with the unknown, possibility, growth, transformation. So when we can break it down into each of these realms, maybe we just focus on one in a given moment. And that can sometimes allow the thoughts to settle, the breathing to relax, the mind to get clear. So in the physical realm, how does your body feel? What do you feel? Can you get in touch with your feet touching the ground, or maybe swinging in the air, or wherever they are? What sensations do you feel? Do you feel the same weight on the inside and the outside? On your toes and on your heels? Are they tingling? Are they warm? Maybe covered up in socks? Or barefoot? Just enjoying the weather. And what else is happening in your body right now? Can you feel your breath? Is it shallow or deep? No need to change anything. Just simply be noticing the breath coming in and going out. The chest or stomach rising and falling with each breath. How do you feel today? Are you in a routine? Are you feeling your rhythm? I honor you for being with us right now, taking this beautiful time in, collaborating with others from all over the world, honoring yourself, honoring others. This is magical. Enjoy it. So how do you handle when you get out of your routine? What are those ways physically you can get back into sync? Maybe it is following your breath. Do you have any other favorite rituals taking a nice long walk, taking a hot shower. You can use techniques to wake up your muscles, such as tapping on your legs and arms. So in the physical realm, what are some ways that when you get out of sync, you can utilize this gorgeous piece of equipment? It comes with us wherever we go. It is always at our disposal. And utilize it to our benefit. If you have chronic pain, can you lovingly and nurturingly breathe into that area? Soothing. And honoring the movement. So, how is your awake state? And how is your sleep? Another area in the physical that often challenges us is a good quality of sleep. Again, nothing to do here, just noticing. And if you're feeling relaxed in this moment, maybe there's some tools here that will aid you if you wake up in the middle of the night. So, we'll take another nice, long, slow, deep breath in and honor our physical body, honor the physical realm. And we'll move on into the emotional realm. I'm sure most of us can appreciate that this realm is very full. Can we look at the big picture? How do we respond to the world on a regular basis? And are we often in a reactionary mode or a conscious, aware, responsive mode? How can we be and choose more presence and awareness every day? Once again, I honor you for being here now. These little nuggets of sitting, taking time-ins for ourselves. These are the building blocks that allow us, in those moments when our emotions are triggered, to pause, take a breath, and respond from our highest nature, as opposed to our instinctual reaction. We have lots of expectations from society. Friends, family, work, the political realm. And it can become overwhelming, and our emotions can be stirred. How often have you been having an amazing day and in one moment felt phenomenal and the next been very frustrated? These too, like many other things in life, will continue to ebb and flow. We'd love for life to go in a straight line with a fabulous trajectory up. And yet it's those beautiful dips in between that remind us and show us how far we've come and climbed. So when things happen in the emotional realm, once again, it's beautiful to simply take a long, slow, deep breath in and name the emotion. One of the things that can often happen is a reaction to a scenario and a story that immediately gets created after the fact. And we often run around with this story, and yet we really never named what truly happened. Did we feel hurt with someone's words? Did we feel unseen because we weren't able to speak our mind? Did we feel frustrated because of a situation that didn't go the way we had expected? Can we change our expectations and replace them with appreciation? There's a fun quote by Ram Dass which says, "If you think you're enlightened, go spend a week with your family." We are all triggered by various emotions. How we're able to choose to respond and react in any moment gives us our own choice, creates that space for us to be determining how we feel in any given moment. Let's take another long, slow, deep breath in and let that go. And we head into the material realm. The material realm is about all of the stuff. It's everything we have, everything we desire, everything we touch and feel. And I think one of the beauties of this world, which I consider our classroom as human beings, is that we get to, once again, choose our relationship with the material. Are we constantly feeling a lack? Are we comparing ourselves to our neighbors and what they have? Can we take a look inward and get comfortable with what we have right here and right now? there will always be someone with more or less in the physical realm. And yet, how do you measure abundance and success? You may have very little materially, and yet if one of your core values is love and compassion, and that is overflowing in your life, then you get to choose what success looks like. You get to choose your desire. That is incredible, and yet often forgotten as we are bombarded in society often with ads and goods and toys, and those are beautiful as well if you choose them. It's being congruent and authentic with yourself in every moment, however you choose and however you determine is success. Do you come from a place of fear or love when it comes to your relationship with abundance, the concept of lack, with money? These are real things in our day-to-day lives. It's how we cultivate these relationships over time that impact our vantage point of the world. What you give attention to grows. Otherwise, it will wither and die. So can you nourish your relationship in the material world if you choose to? We could spend days on this topic. For now, let's honor where we are today, in this moment, and briefly review 3 things that you're grateful for, that you have gratitude for right now. One could be as simple as your breath. It's what gives us everything we have right now. So let's take another long, slow, deep breath in. And let that go. And we'll go into the next realm, the realm of relationship. One of the things that's interesting about our relationships and the word relationship is that we often think of others, our relationship in comparison to our family, our loved ones, our children, our pets. And yet, how often do we reflect on our relationship with ourselves? How often are we conscious of how we treat ourselves, how we take care of ourselves? Can we sit for a moment and have compassion within? Compassion for the little child that's inside of us. The 4-year-old, 6-year-old, 8-year-old. All of our teenage experiences. The mistakes along the way, the triumphs. Can we take all of those and give them a big hug and thank them because it's led us to where we are today? And this is still only part of the story. Can we nurture that relationship with ourselves? Can we forgive ourselves? Bean by bean, the bag fills up. So this is all a process. Day by day, minute by minute, learning, accepting, allowing. Really taking that time to cultivate to our core, to the beauty that sits within us, our true nature that has always been there. And sometimes we just need to remember. Remember our true light. Remember our goodness. It can get very easy to get caught up in the shoulds and could'ves and would'ves. Here we are right now. And then we can extend that compassion and love out to others, to our family, our friends, our acquaintances. And we may not be ready just yet. Although, can we invite the seed to send love to everyone in the world, regardless of our differences? It's an invitation to consider. Let's take one more long, slow, deep breath in. And let that go as we head into the 5th realm, the spiritual realm. Regardless of your belief set, there is an aspect of all of us that is connected to some other place, to some motivation, to some desire or need. And this is inside all of us. This is existence. I encourage you to explore whatever truth is inside for you. And I honor and respect whatever that choice and belief set is for you. Is there a moment you can think of when you felt unstoppable, amazing, in the flow, in the zone? That magical time we've all tapped into, and we've seen elite athletes go into those modes as well. Maybe it's explainable, maybe not. It doesn't really matter because it's a personal experience. And once you've had it and know it at your core, it is part of you. And in the spiritual realm, we consider how we might be able to tap into that beauty and congruency even more frequently, at even greater depths. Meditation and spending time together as we are right now is one of those beautiful ways. So again, thank you and gratitude for being here. This is your practice. This is for you. And with that, we can tie this in to the year of 2017 and taking a look ahead. What inspires us? What motivates us? What is your purpose in life? And do you feel the call in 2017? How will you experience the call to action and adventure? Maybe it will be with timidness or enthusiasm. Maybe a little of both. Can you tap into this higher nature of yourself? To sit quietly, to really get congruent with what is most aligned for your vision and your reason for being. How can you take steps to continue to feel fulfilled? What steps can you take to feel even more fulfilled? So many questions for us. I invite you to take another long, slow, deep breath in as we integrate these concepts. And let that go. And one more time. And let that go. So in these 5 realms, the physical, the emotional, material, relationship, and spiritual. invite you to allow these to ripple through your day, your evening, your year, and your life, coming back to them as often as you would like. Being able to create space in each area of your life to create and provide into existence your vision, your reality. Feel free to open your eyes when it feels comfortable. I want to honor and thank you for joining me. As I mentioned, I would like to let you know a little bit more about myself. I was in the corporate world for 20 plus years, and in the last few years really began thinking and questioning what it was that I wanted. I suddenly had woken up feeling like I was leading someone else's life by design, following the cultural norm and standard. Go to college, get a job, be successful, whatever that might mean. And I really came into a place where, for me, I had lost touch with my heart center and had really become focused on my head. And getting into meditation and mindfulness, breathing and reconnecting to my true inner self, which is a daily practice, ongoing, really called out to me and was something I wanted to share with others. So I appreciate you taking the time today. I will continue to do these sessions, and I would love your feedback on topics and ideas. Again, this is your time, and I am so excited to be spending it with you. Thank you very much, and namaste.